Jay here for Stretford, Paddock. This is Uncensored, which means that is Adam McCullough, and we are back to chat about anything we want because it is uncensored, even though it's probably the most heavily edited show on the channel.
Has to be.
It has to be. Maka, you might not have heard this, but there's something been going down with the Glazers and sales.
Fill me in like Craig David. Because what I don't like, I've been switched off about it all. Now I heard we've agreed to sell 25%.
Yeah.
Jassim and that's done one.
Yeah.
They're not interested anymore.
Yep.
Although, is he a real person? Nobody knows.
That's the thing. Was he CGI or is he CGI? Or is
AI.
AI. AI. Oh, it's AI
yeah,
now, isn't it?
So he's done one. They've almost come to terms. We expected there to be a vote this week. That's not happening. So it seems like people got too excited with that. But I've had a lot of questions, and I know you've done a video with a few people, different journalists and stuff like that.
Yep.
That I haven't had the chance to watch yet, so I'll ask you direct. Go on. This deal worries me. So the 25% Ratcliffe would come out of their 69%.
It looks like
which would leave them with 44%.
Well, some of it, this is the rub, because some of it might even come out of the other shareholders. Because there's talk of it being mixed between Class A and Class B shares. So some of it being the shares that the Glazers have got, the Class B shares, the shares that the other people have got, Class A shares. There's all these questions around. I don't know the answers to these questions.
Yeah, and then my thing is, like, if you're purchasing, or 25%, you're buying stock worth of that for the club, what is are there guarantees, one, that the Glazers are going to slowly sell this off to them?
Yeah.
They would need that in writing, I'm sure. And I'm sure, obviously, I'm not questioning Ineos in this, because I'm sure Ineos are billionaires. They're not going to put their money in without having these questions answered, right? But then also, what's the motivation for you to spend money on the team, on the club, infrastructure, etc., if ultimately you're still not the owners of the club, if you're doing it for somebody else, right?
Yeah. So
you're making this club more successful, more well-run, but it's still not your property, because it's owned by the Glazers. You know, so
these are valid questions, right? And I do have some slight concerns with all this, like, because we're hearing that.
And what's stopping? Sorry, and what's stopping the Glazers? One more thing.
I want to
so let's say they come in and they make these improvements.
Yeah.
In a footballing perspective or whatever.
Yeah.
Again, I've question marks over that, because their running of football clubs hasn't yielded great success. Do you know what I mean? So there's still doubts about that. But let's say they did come in, made it a great success. Great success.
Yes.
And then the club is now worth another few more billion.
Yeah.
What's stopping the Glazers going, well, actually, yeah, we're not selling anyway?
Well, this is the thing, and we don't know, but that's a very good point. What some people are suggesting is that part of this deal will be, I'm going to buy 25% now, and then I'm going to buy more in the future, and that is almost guaranteed. But the reason the Glazers would be up for that is because they're going to get, if the price of the club increases, the value of the club increases, they're going to get more money in the future. So they're not missing out by selling it all now, and then the value of the club increases, and then they're like, oh, why did we sell for 6 when we could have got 8 or whatever? That is how I would take it, because you're right. Because otherwise, it seems like a very one-sided deal here. They're going to get a load of dough. They're still going to own the majority of the club. They can still tell him to do one after he's spent all his money on it. And all he's got is he controls the footballing side of things for a bit. Because eventually, imagine, they could just go, actually, we've had enough.
They could go, actually, we don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, like.
Also, and granted, Ineos are not just one person. They're a whole, you know, corporation or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But Sir Jim Ratcliffe, or Jim Ratcliffe, whatever you want to call him, seems to be the guy pushing this, right? He's from around the area. He's a Manchester United fan, ex-season ticket holder, whatever. Not to be morbid, he's over 70 odd, you know what I mean?
71. Same age as me.
So, all due respect,
you can say
how long is he going to be around for?
Right. You're allowed to say a 71-year-old man doesn't have a lot of time left.
From as a working perspective, or potentially life, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So what happens when he's no longer around? How are we sure that Ineos's motivations are the same as his motivation? Right. How do we know, you know, what if he's the passion behind the move?
Yeah.
And then once he's taken out the equation, it's, oh, fuck this.
Yeah, we don't want to do this anymore. We're not bothering with this. This is a load of waste of money, and we don't care about Manchester United.
Let's sell our 25% back to the Glazers, or let's sell our 25%. It's just,
It's very confusing. This deal feels complicated, and I think the reason it is complicated is because it had to be for him to get any sort of control or any shares or anything. It felt like the Glazers were playing hardball. Otherwise, if they wanted a simple sale, they wanted to make a load of money quickly, they would have sold to Sheikh Jassim, because he wanted to buy all their shares straight away for double the market value of the company, or the business, sorry. So they could have gone, right, boom, there we go. We've all walked away with massive profit of something we didn't even put our own money into. Happy days. But it didn't, because they've got all this fear of missing out and like, oh, what if we sell now and it becomes dead valuable, and also we don't actually want to sell, we still want to own a bit of it, we don't know what we want to do because we're probably confused because we're just spoiled brats who've got, given this club.
Also, I never wanted United to be state-owned, right?
I know.
So I'm not unhappy about that situation at all. And I found some of the reaction weird to that. Like, I've seen some fans blaming other fans for the Qatar bid not being accepted. Like saying, oh, people saying they didn't want state ownership. It's like, our opinion meant little to fuck all in this situation. Even if we all wanted it, it's still going to get rejected.
Are you telling me you don't think Sheikh Jassim watched us saying that we didn't want state ownership, and that was what caused him to not pay that extra £1 billion?
Yeah, I mean,
that was just like, I was going to pay an extra
people
billion.
Are just upset.
But I just see Jay and Macca saying they don't want that, so I'm not going to bother.
People are upset that we're not, going to be like City and Newcastle, and I quite like that.
I didn't want that anyway.
Yeah, I don't want that.
And I got hammered for it.
We don't need that.
Yeah, we don't need it. And also, if Sheikh Jassim really wanted to buy Manchester United, he could have bought Manchester United.
I don't know. I don't agree, because he's already paying over the odds. But it's the Glazers being bellends, isn't it?
No, it is. You're right. One thing, but we'll say, the Glazers have been bellends. I'm not going to deny
whether
that.
you want to be state-owned or not, he's shown he wants it by giving you an above club valuation offer. Can't just go, well, keep bidding. I know he might have unlimited money, but it's just mental.
One of the reasons we had Matt Slater on here, you talk about journalists who spoke to, because I don't know anything. We've had journalists on here who do. Matt Slater, who writes for The Athletic, he knows about football, finance, Kieran Maguire, people like that. I get your point, because one of the things they said was, if Qatar, and it is Qatar, not just him,
of course it
overpay massively for things, then other people they have to deal with will go, well, you just paid more than triple what Man United.
It's like what we were doing in the transfer market.
Yeah. So, well, you've just paid 80 million for Harry Maguire. Well, we want 50 million for Wan-Bissaka or whatever. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of thing where, and also it feels like his dad was pulling the purse strings. He's going to go, listen, son, I don't care how much you want United. I ain't just going to give whatever for it.
Yeah,
so I understand your point.
Clean up some of this.
I understand your point on that one. you know what I mean? It does feel like that there is something.
Imagine your dad going, imagine you go, Dad, I need $6 billion.
Yeah, Dad.
Dad's going, is that it?
Yeah, how much do you want? Yeah. Gonna have $6 billion.
It's got 6 notes.
Just want $6 billion.
1 billion notes.
What do you want? $6 billion. What about United? What? United. All right then. Why not? Be nice to own a bit of that. Yeah. So listen, one thing we can all agree on, hopefully, even though some people aren't, is that Sheikh Jassim ain't happening. But the Glazers are still here. Ratcliffe's coming in. How worried are you about him, or how confident are you in him? You mentioned it earlier about Nice and about Lausanne, I think is the other club that he owns. I probably pronounced that completely wrong. Having this sporting control, because I feel like this is the great unknown.
Well,
I don't know a lot about him.
Moment, isn't it? Right now.
I think they're second in the...
Yeah, but they haven't been doing great.
Ligue 1.
They've been very up and down, down. I don't know. Look, it's difficult, isn't it?
Because this is like, he's going to take control of the sporting side of things, right?
Also, but it's easier when you're Man United to attract the best, right?
I don't think you can...
attracting the best to Nice is difficult.
I don't think you can look at Nice as a fair comparison, because I've seen people arguing this, well, how many titles have Nice won? Well, Nice, like, when did they ever win the title? Yeah. And also, Paris Saint-Germain outspend Nice by about, I don't know, 50 times what they spend or whatever it is. Something ridiculous. So you want to hide into nothing.
It's about putting the right people in place. Yeah. And we're hearing about Paul Mitchell and all these different things, and Phil and Grant. Yes. Peggy might come to,
Who were the ones that died? Were they Mitchells? The girls.
Oh, Ronnie and Roxy.
Were they Mitchells?
Ronnie and Roxy. Yeah, I think they were Mitchells.
Yeah, Ronnie and Roxy. In the swimming pool, wasn't it?
I didn't know that they passed away. I'm just learning this now.
Yeah, at the wedding. Do you not know that?
I stopped watching after that.
I stopped watching it. I caught it.
Max Branning.
Yeah, that was your best ever tweet, wasn't it? Yeah. Lost me there, bro.
Max Branning, Bradley and Stacey.
Yeah, get involved in the chat in the comments. Let us know about Roxy and Ronnie. Because I remember watching it, and they're both like in a swimming pool at a wedding, then they didn't get out, and that was like the end of them. It was quite horrific. I've not watched it since.
Yes.
Shane Ritchie's still in it.
I don't know. Cat's probably still in it.
Cat Slayer.
I wasn't just a little bit of a slag. I was a proper slag. Love that.
I used to watch you back in there. Now I can't be doing
You're not my mother.
Oh yeah, well that was in a classic.
Yes,
episode. Yes, I am. Hey, that was when old Ken Boone, Michael Elphick was in on it, wasn't he? Being horrible.
You know who the greatest ever character is though? Michael Moon. What a man.
Michael Moon. I don't even think I know who that is.
Have you seen the meme when you were sat in here doing niche? I was out there making moves and all that. Oh, he's such a guy, Michael Moon. Classic.
Michael Moon, legend.
He run the was it the club?
Was he a bit of a gangster?
Yeah, he was a G. He was Alfie's brother in it.
Right, okay. So
he also went with Cat as well, obviously.
Yeah.
Cat went everywhere, man.
Hey, old Jessie Wallace.
Shout out her. What an actress.
Yeah.
I'm being genuine.
Yeah.
One of my favourites.
Nah, she's a good girl, man. Do you remember when a fella?
Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Cat Slater.
Yeah. Go on.
No. Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Carolina Hearn. Cat Slater.
Carolina Hearn.
Yeah.
An absolute legend.
3 legends of the game.
In front of and behind the screen. Yeah, no, that's quite an eclectic mix you've got. I'm not gonna lie. You've named like one of the best actresses or more, best looking actresses in Hollywood. You named one of the true geniuses of British television. And also, you've got Cat Slater in the mix as well.
Yeah.
Well, no, she's a good actress, Jessie Wallace. She's been doing it for a while. Can't follow. Do you remember when a fella was on that show? Because didn't a fella split up with her and he was in the tabloids. And then he went on that show. He went on that reality TV show with Flavor Flav was in it.
Flavor Flav.
Yeah. And he was like, Flavor Flav was digging him out like, what do you do though? And like, he wasn't famous for anything other than going out with her. And he just weren't having it. It was just like, so why are you here? It's like
Flavor Flav had loads of reality shows, didn't he?
But he's a
Didn't he used to have
guy.
one where he lived with loads of women?
Yeah. And it's like Flav's
house.
Yeah. Still wearing his clock. Round his yeah. Do you know what I mean? Wearing his clock round his neck.
Well, where else would you wear your clock, Jay?
Exactly.
Where else, eh?
I remember when my missus went into labour and I thought I'd do that joke and I took the clock off the wall. Like, hey, look, Flavor Flav. She weren't impressed. Right. Funnily enough, tumbleweed moment. Paul Mitchell. Do you know anything about this geezer? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, Maka.
I know he was at Leicester. Is he responsible for the Kante Mahrez?
Oh, mate. Really?
I know he was at Monaco. I know
he was at Southampton under Pochettino.
Yep, that was a good Van Dijk era.
I think he's done a bit of Leipzig as well. Leipzig, you know what I'm on about.
So he's been at clubs that have had good rises or good periods of recruitment, haven't they? You used to look at Southampton and go, oh, they do things properly.
Mate, that team Southampton had in like, when was it, about 20...
Sadio Mane.
14 or whatever it was.
Van Dijk.
Like the Tongan was there.
Yeah.
They had a real little team, didn't they?
Good team,
like,
and the manager, you look at everything.
Poch did well at Southampton because they were in free-fall when he took over and he got on playing good football.
I think he'll do well at Chelsea, you know.
I do. I mean, it's not looking too cosy now, but I had him tipped to finish second. Got carried away with all European
football. Might have gone one early, but it wouldn't surprise me if he did that next season.
Yeah, but they're looking all right, man. Do you know what I mean? Just quickly before we go, with everything that's going on, with the season we've had so far, have your expectations changed?
No, we're still winning the league.
Really? You're confident, yeah? We've won the league before, losing 5 games, whatever it is.
You know, on a serious note.
Yeah, you're not being
proper
serious.
Giving. I was being serious, then I mean about other things.
Go on.
Them 2 defeats in the Champions League are really irking me right now.
Do
you think we'll still go through?
Do you know what I hate? I hate the fact we've got no room for manoeuvre now.
We have to batter them away.
We cannot go to Copenhagen and lose.
No, I feel like we'll beat Copenhagen twice. Yeah. Although they did all right against Bayern Munich in the last game. But we have to win at Galatasaray.
Which is hard, you know,
Get out of the way.
Yeah.
We have to beat them, man. And that's... If you don't, then you're going into the game against Bayern Munich.
We've got to beat Munich at home, bro. We've got to win our home games now. Even against Munich, if we have. Right. And I actually thought we had a decent chance of doing something in the Champions League. I might have predicted us to win it. Listen. We still can.
How come we
technically
so soon, man?
Mate, I never thought, right, in October, I'd be looking at other clubs thinking, which is the best option for us to win the league? Like, which is, you know what I mean? Like in October, already going, if Spurs won the league, that'd be a right result for us because I don't care about Spurs at all. And it's so much better than the Scousers or City. We can still do it, right? Mac is confident. I'm confident. If you're confident, I'm confident.
I think actually we'll win the Champions League.
Yeah?
Mountains are there to be climbed and all that.
4 is coming. Yeah?
Actually, that will be 6 because Barca are getting done. Paying all the refs.
So we'll get
So give us them
2009,
two back.
2011. That'll be given to
So
us.
give us them
That'll
two.
be 6. Imagine that. What are the Scousers on?
6.
6. We draw level with them.
We've just drawn it.
So perfect. That'll do, mate. And next
Sorted.
season we'll
Well
take
done.
them over.
Congrats, Jay.
Happy days, man.
Well done.
Well done,
See,
brother.
everything's
Hey,
coming up. Millhouse, we've actually learnt this season. We've won 2 European Cups.
what more do you want? How many teams win 2
And then
European
once those
Cups in a
115
season?
charges kick in, fucking
Come
hell,
on.
mate. 26 is coming.
Oh, mate. Imagine that happens, right? Imagine all them charges kick in, Barca's charges and everything, and you go, right, we owe you 2 Champions Leagues and we owe you 4
And we just have a
titles.
week at Old Trafford where every day we bring back a new
Hey,
team. So
imagine
it's
you went
just
into a coma the day before that and you came out of it after it happened. And when, by the way, United have just won 5 more titles and 4 Champions Leagues. You'd be like, what? Or 3 Champions Leagues, whatever it is.
Yes.
Oh, mate, stranger things have happened, yeah? Have faith. Big thank you to Adam McCullough.
No, thank you.
Big thank you.
Jay. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, brother.
Thank
Big
you.
thank you to Manscaped for sponsoring this podcast. Go and check out the link in the description. 20% off and free shipping. That's been Adam McCullough. I've been Jay Motti. This has been Uncensored. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Bye.